we are getting 2 here, just make it 2, and then probably adding 3, and then here it is 432. All right, 432 is actual, it's like seconds. So 6 o'clock, morning 6 o'clock, ఈ 3 bells మోగుతున్నాయి at a time. Now మీరు LCM తీసుకున్నట్లయితే the LCM here is 432. Alright, not 500, it's like 432. So 432 seconds తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మోగుతున్నాయి. But try to understand, I'm not expecting seconds here, I just want to put it in time. Alright, time కావాలంటే seconds లో కాకుండా మనం minutes లో కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకున్నట్లయితే it will be easy for us to derive the answer. నా ఈ 432 seconds అనేది నాకు minutes లో కావాలి అన్నప్పుడు నేను చేస్తాను. So like 432 divisible by 60, probably 6 7s 42, 420, right, 12. Am I right? Fantastic. Now ఈ 432 seconds అనేది నేను ఎలా రాసుకోవచ్చు అంటే 7 minutes quotient కాబట్టి minutes and then it is 12 seconds. I repeat, 7 minutes and 12 seconds. So 6 o'clock ఇవన్నీ ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా మోగితే ఆ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడు మోగుతుంది, 6 AM తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఎప్పుడు మోగుతుందంటే 06 ఇలా రాసుకుందాం, 06:07 12 seconds AM కి ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా మళ్ళీ మోగుతుంది. అంటే ఆఫ్టర్ 7 minutes 12 seconds all the 3 told together. 7 minutes 12 seconds తర్వాత all the 3 told together. So the answer is going to be 6 o'clock, 6 7 12, 6 o'clock 7 minutes 12 seconds ki mogutundi, right? I understand. Let's see the next question. Which is the least possible number which is the least possible number which when divided by 24, 32 or 42 in each case it leaves the remainder 5. All right, what does it mean? See, once again, least possible number is probably no LCM, least common multiple only. What is the least possible number with which when divided by 24 and 32 and 42 in each case it leaves the remainder 5 అని చెప్తున్నారు. It is so simple. So 24, 32, 42. For example, ఒక నెంబర్ ఉంది, ఆ నెంబర్ లెట్స్ సే ఎనీ నెంబర్, ఆ నెంబర్ 24 తోనో 32 తోనో అండ్ దెన్ 42 తోనో డివైడ్ అవుతుంది. డివైడ్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు 5 అనే రిమైండర్ మనకి ఇస్తుంది. సో ఆ నెంబర్ని ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి? ఇట్ ఈస్ సో సింపుల్. సో first thing, LCM of what are the numbers given here? It is 22. So let's find out the LCM of 24, comma, and then what's the number? Here it is 32 and 42. So LCM of 24, 32 and 42. So final ga, so 24 ఆ నెంబర్ని డివైడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీకు నెంబర్ రిమైండర్ ఏంటంటే 5 అనేది వస్తుంది. అండ్ దెన్ 32 అనేది ఆ పర్టికులర్ నెంబర్ని డివైడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు 5 రిమైండర్. అండ్ దెన్ 42 ఆ నెంబర్ని డివైడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు కూడా 5 కాబట్టి సో ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ గోయింగ్ టు subtract that 5 in order to make it neutral. అంటే ఈసారి ఏమవుతుంది, మీకు 0 వస్తుంది ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా. సో ఇన్ సచ్ కేస్, సో LCM of 24, 32 and 42. సో 24ని ఫ్యాక్టరైజ్ చేసినప్పుడు మీకు ఏమొస్తుంది, 2 ఇట్స్ లైక్ 12 and then 2 it is 6, 2 it is 3, so it is 2 power 3 into 3. Alright, now let's talk about 32. So 2, 16, 2, 8, 2, 4, 2, 2. So this is easy, 2 power 5, and then here 42, it's like 2, 21, 3, 7. Am I right? 2, 21, 3, 7, which is 2 into 3 into 7. Fantastic. All right. Now, what is going to be the LCM? So, LCM is like, see, what are the factors here? 2 and a factor only. So, 2 power 3, 3, and then 2, 3, 7 are the factors. Guys, I repeat, 2, 3, and 7 are the factors. Now, 2 is the highest power, me choose not like 5. Am I right? 2 power 3, 2 power 5, 2 ఉంది. So it's like 2 power 5. And 3 యొక్క highest factor చూసినట్లయితే nothing here, just 1. And 7 యొక్క highest power చూసినట్లయితే it's just 1. So the LCM is going to be this. 2 power 5 into which is, 2 power 5 is obviously 32 into 3 into 7 is how much? 3 into 7 is 21. Now this is the LCM. So it like 2 is 3, 1 2 is 2, 1 3 is 3, and 2 2 is 4, 2 3 is 6. Probably 2 7 6. So 672 is the answer. And this is the LCM, not the final answer. So after multiplying this, 672. So LCM of, remember, LCM of 24, 32, 42 అనేది 672. Now we need to subtract 5 from that. Am I right? So not exactly 5, it's like we need to add 5. All right. So we need to add 5 here. So 672 plus 5. జస్ట్ బికాస్ వీఆర్ గెటింగ్, సో ప్రతిసారి ఏమవుతుందంటే 0 రాకూడదు. ప్రతిసారి ఏమవుతుంది, క్వశ్చన్ ఏమడుగుతున్నారంటే 24తోనూ 32తోనూ 42తోనూ డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు రిమైండర్ 5 రావాలి అంటున్నారు. బట్ ఈ ఎల్సిఎం అనేది ఏంటంటే ఈ 672 ఏంటిని మీరు చూసినట్లయితే ట్రై టు అండర్స్టాండ్. ఈ 24 672ని డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు వీ విల్ గెట్ రిమైండర్ 0. గైస్ కీప్ ఇట్ ఇన్ యువర్ మైండ్. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ ఈ 672ని 32 డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు కూడా విల్ గెట్ ద రిమైండర్ 0. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ ఈ 42 672ని డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు కూడా విల్ గెట్ ద రిమైండర్ 0. సో ఈ కేసు ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ లీస్ట్ కామన్ నంబర్ అనేది ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసాం. బట్ మనకేంటి ప్రతి కేసులోనూ రిమైండర్ అనేది 5 రావాలి అంటున్నారు. ఇన్ సచ్ కేస్ ఈ 672తో ఈ 3 నెంబర్స్ డివైడ్ చేసా ఈ ఏ నెంబర్ కానీ డివైడ్ చేసినా రిమైండర్ 0 వస్తుంది. బట్ వీ నీడ్ 5 as a reminder, hence I'm going to add that 5, that's it. So which becomes 677. Now 677 is the least possible number. When divided by 24, 32, 42, it leaves a remainder 5. మీరు చెక్ చేసి చూడొచ్చు. 24ని 677ని 24తో డివైడ్ చేసి చూడండి, you'll get a remainder 5. At the same time 677ని 32తో డివైడ్ చేసి చూడండి, you'll get a remainder 5. At the same time 677ని 42తో డివైడ్ చేసి చూడండి, you'll get the remainder 5. I hope you understand. So a remainder 5 మిగులుతుంది కాబట్టి you just have to add 5 to the LCM of 24 and then 32 and then 42. Alright, let's see the next question. So what is the least possible number which when divided by 18, 35 or 42 it leaves the remainder 2, 19 and then 26 as the reminders respectively. What is the least possible number with which when divided by 18, 35, 42 it leaves the remainder 2. So మనకు ఒక లీస్ట్ పాసిబుల్ నెంబర్ ఉంది. ఆ లీస్ట్ పాసిబుల్ నెంబర్ అనేది ఆ లీస్ట్ పాసిబుల్ నెంబర్ని 18తో డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఎ రిమైండర్ 2. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైమ్ ఆ నెంబర్ని 35తో డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఎ రిమైండర్ 19. అదే నెంబర్ని 42తో డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు వీఆర్ గెటింగ్ ఎ రిమైండర్ 26. ఆల్రైట్, సో 3 పర్టికులర్ నెంబర్స్ని ఈ 3 పర్టికులర్ నెంబర్స్ ఒక కామన్ నెంబర్ని డివైడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు మీకు 2, 19, 26 అనేది రిమైండర్స్గా వస్తుంది. సో యూ నీడ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ ఇస్ దట్ నంబర్. సో 18, repeat the number, 18, 35 and then 42. 18, 35 and then 42. And what are the reminders? 2, 19, 26. Alright, ఇప్పుడు మీరు చూసినట్లయితే సో లెట్స్ సే we have a number. Alright, we have a number. So 18 అనేది ఈ నెంబర్ని డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు we are getting a reminder 2. And then 35 అనేది ఈ నెంబర్ని డివైడ్ చేసినప్పుడు we are getting the reminder 19. 42 అనేది ఈ నెంబర్ని డివైడ్ చేసేటప్పుడు we are getting a reminder 26. Now ఈ నెంబర్ ఏంటి అనేది క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ సో సింపుల్. మీరు ఒకసారి 18 నుండి ఈ 2ని ఈ 2ని 18 నుండి సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేసినట్లయితే we are getting what is the reminder? Just check what is the number, what is the difference? It is 36. At the same time ఈ 35ని 19ని డిఫరెన్స్ మీరు చెక్ చేసినప్పుడు which is 16. At the same time 42కి 26కి మీరు డిఫరెన్స్ చూసినట్లయితే 16. Alright, so ప్రతిసారి ఇక్కడ డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత వస్తుందంటే ఇట్ ఇస్ 16. సో ఇట్ ఇస్ సో సింపుల్ ఫర్ us. సో LCM ఆఫ్ 18, 35 అండ్ 42. సో ప్రతిసారి మనకు డిఫరెన్స్ ఎంత వస్తుంది? 16 వస్తుంది కాబట్టి లెట్స్ సే వి విల్ సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ దిస్ 16 ఫ్రమ్ ద LCM. Alright, LCM of 18, 35 and then 42. So let's solve the case. So what is the LCM of 18, 35 and 42 అని చెక్ చేసి let's talk about 18. Like 2, it's 9, 3, 3. So it is like 2 into 3 power 2. And then let's factorize 35. So 35 మీరు factorize చేస్తే so probably it's like 5 and then 5 it is 7, which is 5 into 7 and then probably 42 మీరు factorize చేస్తాం 2, it's like 21, 3, 7. So 2 into 3 into 7. Good. Now మీరు prime factors ఏంటి అనేది కామన్ మీరు చెక్ చేసినట్లయితే we have 2, we have 3 and we have 5, we have 7. Am I right? 2, 3, 5, 7. 2, 3, 5, 7, 2, 3, 7. Right. We have 2, 3 and 5 and 7 all the cases. Let's see what is the highest power of 2. See, highest power of 2 is obviously 1 and the highest power of 3 is 2 and then highest power of 5 we have only 1 5 and the highest power of 7 we have only 1 7. So this is going to be the LCM, which is 2 3s is 6 and then 5 7s are 35. All right, so 2 3s is 6. Here it is 2 into 3. I repeat, so 2 into it's like 3 square. In such case it's like 2 into 9 into 5 into 7. All right, so 3 square ga 3 యొక్క highest power మీరు చూసినట్లయితే 2, so it is 2 into 3 square into 5 into 7. Now 2 into 9, it is 18, into 5 sevens, it is 35. So 18 into 35 means you're going to get the final answer. So 5 eights, it is 40. 5 8 40, 5 ones 5, which is 4. So 9. Next is like 3 8s 24, 3 8s 24, and 3 ones 3 plus 2, it is 5. All right, 18 threes 0, and then what is this? 9 plus 13, and then it is 630. All right, so now this 630 subtract 16, you need to subtract 16 in order to get the answer, probably, which is nothing but 614. All right, understand? So these are, bit complex problems when it comes to LCM and HCF. So easy problems kuda unnai, tougher problems unnai. All right, so you need to practice a lot. So when it comes to numbers, HCF, LCM, and number series, ilanti type of questions ela ante ee particular question e vastundi. Last year ee question paper adigaru, last year Infosys lo ee particular question adigaru, 2 years mundu TCS lo ee question adigaru అని చెప్పి exact గా question based చేసుకొని మనం learning అనేది కష్టం. So you need to understand the concept, you need to understand the process, how LCM works. As I told you, either you can go with the factorization method, మీరు ఇలా చేసుకున్నా ఓకే, లేదు combined factorization method లో LCM తీసినా ఓకే. However the way you're comfortable, you can proceed, no worries at all. All right, so if you have any questions or doubts, please post in the comment section. Thank you so much.
Hello students, welcome to the C language training program. Today I want to discuss with how to make a dynamic memory allocation using structures. How to make a dynamic memory allocation using structures. Now the last session I discussed with dynamic memory allocation. What is meant by dynamic memory? When the user created memory at execution of program or execution of compiled program is called as dynamic memory. What is meant by static memory? While designing of program, you created some specific amount of memory, that memory called as static memory. What is the problem of static memory? Once you create the static memory, it is fixed size, you can't increase, you can't decrease the size. It's a memory wastages. That is the reason which type of memory to be preferable? Dynamic memory to be preferable. Dynamic memory created with the help of pointer functions you have. Dynamic memory created a special amount of functions you have, that is called as malloc function you have, calloc function you have, free function you have. Dynamic memory allocation functions author already defined with help of each header file alloc.h. Dynamic memory to work with some predefined functions, those are available on alloc.h. Which are the functions available dynamic memory? Malloc function. What is meant by malloc function? Memory allocation dynamically, either array variable or normal variable or structure variable. What is meant by calloc function? Calloc also make a dynamic memory, either normal variables or array variables or structures. What is meant by free function? Which memory allocated by malloc or calloc? That memory to be free or that memory bytes to be destroyed with the help of free function. Finally, what is my conclusion? Malloc function created dynamically memory, free function used which memory used by malloc, that memory to be free or delete the memory. At end of the program, no memory wastages, memory bytes can be saved. What is the problem of arrays? Array is a fixed size. Once you allocate the size, that much of memory bytes are created. If used also, unused also, memory wastage. Once you define the size, array, you can't increase the size of array or you can't decrease the size of array. At that time, what is the problem now? That memory wastages you have. That is the reason you can go for malloc function. Array can be created, malloc function, memory can be saved. Now, malloc function, calloc function, free function with the help of pointers. Pointer only to create the dynamic memory allocation. Now, I want to discuss with how to create a dynamic memory allocation using structure variables. Previously, I discussed with normal variables, array variables. Dynamic memory created integer type, character type, float type, those are predefined data types. But I want to discuss with structure, make a dynamic memory. It's called as user defined data type. Structure is a user defined, union also user defined, enum also user defined, int, char, float built in data types. Now I want to create structure with a dynamic memory allocation. How to make of that? You see the syntax, how to make structure with a dynamic memory allocation. How to make of that structure with a dynamic memory allocation? Syntax. First we create the structure. Structure is a user defined data type. It's a collection of different type of elements. How to make a structure? Struct a keyword, name of the structure. Inside of the structure, data type, elements. Data type element 1, data type element 2. Structure declaration ended with semicolon. Inside of main, I want to call the structure variable, struct, name of the structure, after that pointer variable to be declared, struct, name and pointer. But before that pointer, first I want to create normal variable, tag name. First I want to create the structure normal variable, tag name. After that I want to create the structure pointer variable, struct name star ptr. How to allocate the memory, structure pointer memory, how to allocate? What is the syntax of that? Pointer equal to, now your pointer is structure type of pointer. Pointer equal to which type of pointer? Struct name star, I mean structure pointer, malloc, malloc function, size of is a operator, struct, whatever name of the structure, that name, structure name, which is the actual name of structure, comma, to use with into number of values. I mean your structure, how many records, how many values, number of records or number of values. Now this is the syntax of structure with the pointer dynamic memory allocation. Once you create the malloc function structure variable, how to free the memory? Free of pointer, structure pointer to be free. Initially memory created by malloc, at end of the program memory destroyed by free function, free of the pointer. Now see that how it is working of structure with pointer. Suppose I created with one structure. Now I want to make one structure here. What is my structure? Check it. Struct. What is my name of the structure I have? I want to make a structure. Employee structure I want to create. Struct employee. Employee is a structure. In that employee structure, employee number integer type, employee name character string 10 characters, employee float salary. Totally in this structure, employee structure 3 variables I declare. Employee number integer type variable. How much memory allocated by compiler? 2 bytes. Employee name is a character variable 10. 10 means 10 characters. How much memory creates? 10 bytes. 10 bytes memory creates. And what is one more I have? Float variable. Salary is a float. How much memory creates? 4 bytes. When you see the structure employee, if I want to make a structure employee in the compile bytes, float salary 4 bytes. Totally this entire structure, how much memory require? 2 plus 10 plus 4. Totally 16 bytes memory required. 16 bytes memory required this. Totally the structure occupied 16 bytes memory. Now this 16 bytes memory I want to allocate with the help of dynamic memory allocation function. Which is the dynamic memory allocation function? MALLOC, malloc function to use. Using malloc function I want to create the 16 bytes memory. After usage of the 16 bytes I want to destroy that. One employee 16 bytes. Suppose if I want to create 2 employees, 2 into 16, 32 bytes. Mostly dynamic memory preferable structures and arrays. Because of structure occupied more memory bytes in the compiler, array also occupied more memory bytes. That is the reason structure preferred to the dynamic memory, and for the array also preferred to the dynamic memory. No memory wastages. Struct employee. Now here I used a struct employee. What is the employee variable I used? Struct employee E1, that is for one employee. Now this one employee for how many bytes occupied? 16 bytes. If I created another employee E2, again 16 bytes. If I created another employee, another tag, again 16 bytes. Totally here 3 employees I want to enter. Each employee 16 bytes. 16 into 3. At that time you have to create 48 bytes memory required. If it is statically memory creates, it's a memory wastages. 48 bytes memory wastages. I want to save the 48 bytes memory with the help of malloc function. Dynamic memory malloc function I want to use. It is very useful to save the memory bytes because structure occupied more memory. You see the example program now, how to create of structure with a dynamic memory. How to create of that structure with a dynamic memory. Memory saving purpose to create of this. You see that memory saving purpose. Write a program to demonstrate structure with a dynamic memory allocation. Malloc function, calloc function or free function to use. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. Now I want to create one more header file. What is my another header file? alloc.h, alloc.h. Because of dynamic memory function available, alloc.h header file. C other created dynamic memory functions under this library alloc.h. Now I want to define struct name employee, which is already explained. Int employee number as a integer, character employee name, it's a string, and float salary, it's a float. Now for the employee number as a integer type 2 bytes, employee name as a character string 10 bytes because each character 1 byte, employee salary as a float 4 bytes, 2 plus 10 plus 4 16 bytes. Now inside main I want to call the structure variable. Struct, what is my variable? EMP for employee. I want to define as star E1, it's a pointer. Normally if I defined with the normal tag, if I want to work with normal tag E1, but I want to define with the structure pointer tag star E1. Here star E1 indicates pointer tag, structure pointer tag. Now I want to allocate the memory of this. How to allocate the memory of E1? E1 equal to, E1 is a pointer, it's a structure pointer. E1 equal to struct. What is my name of structure? Employee, originally struct employee star. What is the meaning of this statement now? E1 tag what type of pointer? Structure pointer. E1 tag is a structure pointer. MALLOC, malloc, memory allocation, size of, malloc size of what type of structure? Employee structure size. After that I want to go for into number of records 1. What is meant by 1? Indicates 1 employee. If I want to create with into 2 means 2 employees. If I want to create 5 employees, 5. If I enter the 1 employee details. Actually 1 employee means how much memory create? 16 bytes. If I use 2 employees, 32 bytes. If I use 3 employees, 48 bytes. Similarly remaining. N number of employees you can create dynamic memory. Close that. After that I want to enter the details. Already I created structure with employee, E1 pointer variable. Enter employee details. How to enter the employee details? Scanf. How to enter the employee details here? %D. It is called as employee number to enter, %S. It's called as employee name to be entered, %F. It's employee salary to be entered. But in this case, I want to enter the E1 detail, E1 dot employee number, E1 dot employee name. There is no ampersand symbol. Here no need to mention the ampersand symbol because it's already pointer. E1 is already pointer. Don't put the ampersand symbol. E1 dot salary. Once I enter the details, I want to print the details. Employee number equal to %D, employee name equal to %S, it's a string. Salary equal to %F, float. While printing of these details, how to print the structure pointer details? How to print of that? E1 arrow symbol to be denoted. What is meant by arrow symbol? Structure elements accessed with pointers. Normal elements accessed with the dot operator, but structure pointer accessed with arrow. Employee number E1 arrow, employee name E1 arrow, employee salary. After printing of these, I want to clear the memory. Free function to be used, free of E1. When I mentioned of this malloc function, dynamically memory creates. How much memory created here? 16 bytes memory created. 16 bytes memory created. 16 bytes memory created. After that memory creation, I print the values. Then I want to declear the memory or destroy the memory. Here again how much memory destroy? 16 bytes memory deleted or destroys. Finally end of the get ch. Now you see that in this program which I am creating, struct employee structure I creating. Employee structure different type of elements I have. Employee number as a integer type 2 bytes, employee name as a character string 10 bytes, employee salary as a float 4 bytes. Totally for the structure of employee, how much memory requires? 16 bytes. But the 16 bytes memory I want to allocate at a runtime, not for design time, with the help of dynamic memory function. Struct employee star E1. What is meant by star E1? Pointer tag, structure pointer tag. If I mentioned with E1, it's a normal tag, value method. If I mention with star E1, the values are referred with help of address, pointer method. How to allocate the memory of these? E1 equal to, E1 is a structure pointer, E1 equal to, how it is referred? E1 equal to struct employee star. Your pointer is structure employee pointer, MALLOC, memory allocation dynamically. Size of is a operator, struct employee how much memory? 16. The size of employee 16. What is meant by into 1 employee details can enter. I mean 116 bytes. If I use 2 means 2 into 16, 32 bytes, 2 employees. If I giving 3 employees. If I giving n number of employees. based on programmer requirement. But in this example 16 bytes memory created, I want to enter the details. How to enter that? Scanf %d integer, %s for name reading, %f for salary reading. How to read off that? E1 dot employee number, E1 dot employee name, E1 dot salary. But while inputting of these, don't use the ampersand symbol, because of this E1 already pointer address creates. Once I input the number and name and salary, how to print the details? E1 arrow. What is the indication of arrow? Structure pointer elements called with the arrow operator, value it address, E1 arrow e name, E1 arrow salary. Once I print the employee details, how to clear the memory? Free function to be used. What is the importance of free function? Which memory already allocated by malloc, that memory to be destroyed? E1. Initially 16 bytes memory created, but finally 16 bytes memory destroys after printing of this. Similarly, n number of elements also use. Suppose in this program, instead of malloc, I can use calloc also memory creation, CALLOC, calloc. Now previously I used a malloc function, but instead of that I replaced the calloc function. When I use the calloc function, size of structure employee, comma symbol to be used, not a star, comma to be denoted. What is the difference of malloc and calloc? Malloc function garbage values also memory allocates, unknown values also memory allocates, but calloc function, if you assign the value, then only memory allocates. Garbage value never allocate the memory. If you assign the value, then only allocate the memory. Now here I used a malloc function, means into will be used. Finally, instead of malloc also, calloc also memory will be created. Anyway, malloc also memory creation, calloc also memory creation, both are dynamically created memory, but working process is same. Finally, destroy the memory. Now you see in this program which I discussed while working of structure with the pointer, here, what to be discussed now? Generally normal structure more memory occupation. Whenever you create the normal structure variable, it occupied more memory. If I created employee structure, static memory means 16 bytes memory wastage, one employee for 16 bytes. Because of integer 2 bytes, string I used 10 characters 10 bytes, float salary I used 4 bytes. If I want to enter the one employee, 16 bytes. If I want to enter multiple employees, suppose I want to enter with 3 employees, 48 bytes memory wastage. If I want to enter 100 employees, it's more memory bytes are wastage. It's very problem, memory will be wastages. That is the reason which is better to use dynamic memory allocation with the help of structure pointers. Whenever I use the structure dynamic memory allocation using malloc function, our required 16 bytes memory created. After usage of that, finally you can destroy the memory with the help of free function. Execution time you can allocate it, you can get the answers, finally you can delete it, you can remove the answers. At that time memory bytes will be saved. Mostly in the C programming language, dynamic memory used for structures and arrays. If you want to understand with the data structure programs, C language data structure programs mostly used for dynamic memory allocation for structures. These are very important because of to understand the data structures. Data structure means everything is pointers. You want to allocate the memory dynamically, you don't want to waste the memory. That is the reason these functions are used, malloc, calloc and free functions. What is the difference of array and structure? Array means the same type of elements stored into single variable. If I created integer array, integer of 10, I mean 10 into 2, 20 bytes memory creates. If I created structure employee, different type of elements, it is also more memory wastage. But anyway, arrays also, structure also, memory wastages are there, memory leakages are there. That memory will be cleared with the help of dynamic memory allocation functions. But results are no difference. If I run the structure with normal program and structure with a dynamic memory allocation, no difference. Just you can read the inputs, number, name, salary, and you can print the outputs, number, name and salary. Inputs and outputs are no difference. But which is the difference? Internally memory storage difference. Memory can be clear with the help of dynamic memory. That is the reason recommended for structures, recommended for arrays also. Now you see, now I want to explain with one more example program for dynamic memory allocation. Now dynamic memory only I want to explain with one more simple program. Check it. What is my program? Write a program to demonstrate. Write a program to demonstrate array only, array using dynamic memory allocation. Previously structure I used dynamic memory, but this is array. Array with a dynamic memory allocation. Include conio.h as it is header files. After that I want to use with alloc.h because of dynamic memory I want to create. I want to create with a main function. Inside of main only I want to create dynamic memory int, it's called as integer pointer. Now I want to create with int star x. What is mean by star x? Indicates x is a pointer, it's an integer pointer. But in this case x pointer as well as array also. I want to enter x pointer with array, I mean many elements. How to mention the size? N. N is the size of the array. After that I for index, I want to display the index variable. How to read the array elements? I equal to 0, I less than or equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. After that one more variable I declare j variable. If I is 0, j is I plus 1. If I is 0 position, j is I plus 1, I mean second position. One more variable temp variable, interchanging purpose, temp variable interchanging. Now see here what is my request of, I want to create a pointer with array. This x is array as a pointer, size is for n, I is for reading the array elements, indexes, j is used if I is at 0, j is at 2. If I is at 0, j is 1. If I is at 1, j is 2. One more variable temp variable, interchanging purpose, I position j, j position I. Because of I want to sort the array elements. Now in this program I want to create array with a dynamic memory allocation and sort the elements, sorting of array elements. How to make of that process? First I want to enter the size of array, enter array size. Initially I am not defined any size. Suppose if it is x as a normal variable, normal array, you have to mention some size like x of 10, I mean 10 into 2, 20 bytes. If I use x of 100, each integer 2 bytes, 100 into 2, 200 bytes. But initially I am not defined the size. That is the reason enter size. Scanf %d ampersand n, n is the size of array. Now here n value decided at runtime, array size to be defined. After that I want to create a dynamic memory for array, integer array. Int star, it's a integer pointer, malloc, malloc, memory allocation. Otherwise you can use calloc also, cache allocation, as your wish. Anyway you can use with malloc function. Size of operator, size of is a operator. What is the reason of size of operator? Your variable is how much memory occupied. It indicates by size of integer into n. N indicates n number of values. Based on your array size only, how much memory required, that will be allocated. Now suppose size of integer is 2, like 2 into my n value 5, suppose 2 into 5, my n value 5, suppose 2 into 5, 10 bytes, like this it will be used. You can use size of int also directly, otherwise 2 also directly, anything can be used. Based on our request, anything can be used, both are same. Once I allocate the memory for this x array pointer, then I want to enter the array elements. Enter array elements. How to enter of these array elements here? For loop to be used. I equal to 0. Every array index starts from 0. Array elements index ends with the size minus 1. I mean n minus 1, I plus plus. How to read off the array elements? Scanf. %d means all array elements are integers. After that x plus i. What is meant by x plus I here? Actually x is a pointer array. X is a pointer array, don't mention ampersand symbol here. Because of x is already pointer, don't make the address, it's already address. Initially which address will be refer? I equal to 0, I mean first index address. Next I increments, second index address. X plus 0, I mean first index address. X plus 1, second index address. X is x plus 2, third element address. Like that n minus 1 can be enter the elements. But this is for reading the array. After read, I want to calculate sorting of array elements. Sorting of array elements I want to calculate. What is meant by sorting? Arranging the elements either ascending order or descending order. Sorting called as I want to arrange the array elements either ascending order or descending order. How to make of the logic? I equal to 0, I less than or equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. Now this for loop is used to read the 0 index to last element. One more for loop also I used. One more for loop, j equal to I plus 1. What is meant by j equal to I plus 1? Suppose my index at 0, j is at 0 plus 1, second element. If I is at 0, first element. At the time j is at 1, second element. J less than or equal to n minus 1, j plus plus. If I want to sort the array elements, nested for loop to be used. Nested for loop. What is meant by nested for loop? One for loop processed with another for loop, two for loops. Here I indicates 0, I mean first element, j indicates I plus 1, second element. Similarly, I is at 1, j is at 2. Now I want to compare this. If how to compare that? Star x plus I. What is meant by star indicates here? Value at address of. If there is no star, address only calling. Array pointer address only calling. But I want to call the value at address. Star x plus I greater than I used star x plus j. Star x plus I greater than star x plus j. Whenever star x plus I calling, first element address, first element will be calling. Whenever star x plus j, second element is calling. This is value at the first index, this is value at second index. If the first element is greater than second element, interchange the elements. Whenever first element is greater than second elements, position to be interchange. How to interchange? Temp equal to star x plus I mean first element. Under temp first element, 0 index element. Under x plus I, which to be copy? Star x plus j. That means under first element, second element copy. Actually, under temp variable, first element will be copy. Under first position element, second element will be copy. After that, finally, star x plus j equal to temp. I mean second position which will be copy, temp. Already temp for which element is there? First element. Finally, what is my conclusion? Using this expression statements, first element position change to second, second element position change to the first. Temp equal to star x plus I equal to star x plus j equal to temp. Interchange the elements. Whenever this condition is true, interchange the elements. Finally, I want to print the sorted list. Once interchange the elements, I want to print the sorted list. Arranging the elements in order. How to arrange that? I equal to 0, I less than or equal to n minus 1. Again each element to be read. How to print off that sorted list? Printf. All elements are integers. Percentage d backslash n. How to print off that sorted list? Star x plus I, value at address of. Destroy. Which memory allocated by with malloc, that memory to destroy. How to destroy? Free function, free of x. What is mean by free of x? X array, how much memory created, that should be clear, that should be deleted. Get ch to get the output screen. Now you see that when I save and run this program now, file save. What is my program? I used dynamic memory only with array sorting method. 3.c, dynamic 3.c. Now I want to compile and run this dynamic 3.c. Dynamic 3.c, dynamic to be process. Compile it and run it. Now compile it and run it. Enter array size 5 elements. I enter 5 elements. Whenever I mention the array size 5, how much memory created? Using malloc function 5 into 2. Because of size of integer 2 bytes. 5 into 2, 10 bytes. 10 bytes memory allocated. Runtime. I want to enter. What is my elements I giving? 10, 14, 13, 11, 12. You see the problem here, 10, 14, 13, 11, 12. But these elements are not sorted order. If I press enter, the elements are sorted order. Before these elements are unsorted order, 10, 14, 13, 11, 12. But after sorting logic, it will be arranged in order, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And finally, initially my size is 5, 5 into 2, 10 bytes. 10 bytes memory created. At end of the program, 10 bytes memory cleared. It will be deleted. Finally, for this program, there is a memory wastage not available, no memory wastage. Because of dynamic memory allocation function I used, here malloc function I used, and a free function used. That is the reason there is no any memory wastages. Now you see here this is sorting to be done. If suppose I want to work with the searching, suppose, that is also I can process. How to make of the searching process? Like in the normal program also already discussed, ni and one more element key for what? Searching element process. And one more is flag variable also I created, flag equal to 0. Previously sorting logic I done. Now I want to take with searching, array with pointer, dynamic. First I want to create the array size, next I want to allocate the memory for array, and after that enter the array elements. What is the next logic to be changed here? Enter the key elements. Now here I want to enter the key elements. Printf enter key element. Which element to be searched? Enter the key. How to enter that? Percentage d ampersand key to read the key. Is it a key matching into the array or not? How to verify? I equal to 0, I less than n minus 1, I plus plus. If, what is the logic here? Star x plus I. What is meant by star x plus I? Value at address of equal to key. Whenever value at address of equal to key, flag value becomes 1. Whenever flag value becomes 1, break. I don't want to continue the next element, break. Finally, if flag is equal to 1, I want to print the message search is success or key element is found. Else, if it is a search flag is not 0, sorry, flag is not 1, key element not found. Key element is not found. You don't want to process of that. Finally, free of x, memory to destroy, and get ch to end of the main. Now you see in this used dynamic memory allocation only how to search the elements. Array also used, pointer also used, dynamic memory allocation with search. Now I want to work with dynamic 4.c. I used dynamic 4.c. Now I want to compile and run this program now, dynamic 4.c, which I used here, dynamic 4.c. Search process. Here I want to use the search. Suppose I enter size 10. 10 means n value 10 means 10 into 2, dynamically 20 bytes memory creates. Because my n value 10, dynamically 20 bytes created. I used some elements. Key element is found. Totally 20 bytes memory created, searching element also found. After that, clear the memory. How much memory cleared if this 20 bytes memory cleared? Because of I used a dynamic memory allocation, that memory will be cleared. Suppose if I want to create with a dynamic memory with the 2 variables, to demo dynamic memory only with the 2 array pointers, with 2 arrays also create. Using 2 arrays also you can create dynamic memory, or 3 arrays also you can use dynamic memory. 3 arrays I want to create dynamic memory use. How to make of that 3 arrays? Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, after that alloc.h, allocation.h. Inside of main function, now I want to create with int star n for size. I want to read the dynamic memory for 3 arrays. First I want to enter the size of array, enter n. How to make a dynamic memory for a pointer dynamic, a equal to int star malloc size of integer into n number of elements. It's a B array. Similar is dynamic memory. Now I want to work with, first I want to enter first array elements. Enter first array, enter 4, I less than or equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. Scanf percentage d. Now already a is a, I want to enter with the b array also, b array input. Similarly, enter the third array, addition I want to calculate. For the third array, addition of 2 arrays. Matrix addition I want to calculate. Addition of 2 arrays. How to make of that addition of 2 arrays here? Star C star b plus I, value at b address. Addition of 2 arrays. What is the main formula for this? C of I equal to a of I plus b of I. If it is normal array, C of I equal to a of I plus b of I, but it's a pointer array. That is the reason star value. Finally, to close the free function. Free means memory to clear. Free of A, free of B. Totally in this program, first array dynamic memory, second array dynamic memory. Both arrays add addition and allocate the dynamic memory. All save this dynamic 5.c, dynamic memory allocation only 5.c. If I create with If I enter the n is 4 I giving. First array how much memory? 2 into 4, 4 values, 2 into 4 8 bytes. Second array also 8 bytes, third array also 8 bytes. 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24 bytes memory allocated dynamically. First array how many elements? 4 elements. First array 4 elements. Second array also 4 elements. But third array calculated 2, 4, 6, 8. Third array 2, 4, 6, 8. Totally 24 bytes memory used and saved. Finally, what is my conclusion here? Whenever you are creating with a dynamic memory allocation, array also you can save the memory bytes, and structure also you can save the memory bytes. Mostly C programming language, which are most memory bytes are occupied, arrays are most memory bytes are occupied, structure also more number of bytes are occupied, memory wastages. That should be clear with the help of dynamic memory allocations. That's all for today, and tomorrow session, in the next session I will continue for file handling. Pointer concepts are completed here. In the next session I will continue for how to make a files in C language. Thank you for this video. Hello students, welcome to the C language training program. Today I want to discuss with dynamic memory allocation in C programming language. How to make a dynamic memory in the C programming language. Now the last sessions I discussed with pointer, different type of pointers. Function pointers, array pointers and structure pointers. What is meant by function pointer? When the variable value calling through the address, it's called as function pointer. What is meant by array pointer? When I want to call the array elements based on the address with help of address. Function pointer is also called as call by reference. Array pointer, the first element address is the complete array address. Based on the index only to call the elements. What is meant by structure pointer? Using pointer to call the structure elements. Array called as same type of elements to be stored, but structure called as different type of elements to be stored. If I want to call structure pointer, to call the elements based on the address. Now I want to discuss C programming language memory. Static memory called as when the user design the variable, a specific amount of memory created, that memory called as static memory. Generally C programming language, two types of memories. Specific amount of memory to fix, it's called as static memory. What is meant by dynamic memory? If I want to create the memory execution time or run the program to allocate a special amount of memory, after usage of that memory you can deallocate the memory, destroy the memory. That is possible with a dynamic memory. What is the problem of static memory? Design time, once I fix the memory, while execution time you can allocate the memory. After usage of that you can deallocate the memory, destroy the memory. You can memory bytes can be saved, memory saving, but static memory, memory wastage. Suppose if I create array variable, generally in the C programming array variable, a specific amount of memory creates. Suppose my array is integer array A of 10. A of 10 means what? A array with a 10 size. What is meant by 10 size? Each integer 2 bytes. 10 into 2, 20 bytes. The 20 bytes memory design time allocated, you can't increase the size. dynamically you can't increase the size. You can't enter extra element. Design time only you can fix the elements. That is a problem of array. If I want to create with dynamically at runtime, I want to enter array elements more than size or less than size. That is possible dynamic memory allocation. But in C programming, dynamic memory, how to create? With the help of pointer functions. C programming author already defined some functions, dynamic memory functions. Which are the dynamic memory functions? Malloc function, realloc function, rememory allocation, free function, free the memory. Totally 4 functions we have: malloc, memory allocation; calloc, cache memory allocation; realloc, rememory allocation; free function, destroy the memory. But these functions defined by C language author under which header file? alloc.h. If you want to work with the dynamic memory functions, which is the header file to be open, library to be open, calloc.h, alloc.h to be used, alloc.h. In that header file only predefined functions available. But every dynamic memory allocation must and should you want to create the pointers. With help of pointers only to allocate the dynamic memory. Without pointer you can't create dynamic memory, with pointer only to create the dynamic memory. Finally, what is the conclusion? Why you have to go for dynamic memories? Memory bytes can be saved. What are the drawbacks of static memory? Once you design the memory, you can't increase the size, you can't decrease the size. Example of static memory: arrays. Generally every variable, every array, static memory. Example of dynamic memory: pointer should be created and a function to be used. Malloc, calloc, realloc and free functions. You see the syntaxes of dynamic memory, how to use of that. You see the dynamic memory allocation now. What is mean by dynamic? Dynamic means getting effect at a runtime. Static is it is affecting at a design time, programming design time. Dynamic means getting effect at a runtime. Dynamic memory allocation means allocating the memory at a runtime. What is the mean that? While execution of program to allocate some specific amount of memory, that memory called as dynamic memory. By using this concept, we will allocate the required amount of memory at runtime. That means what? Design time, no idea how much size you require. Design time, no idea, unknown size. Runtime, you can decide that how much memory you require. That is possible with the help of dynamic memory allocation. Why we require the dynamic memory allocation? Listen. Generally, when we go for array programming, if I create the array, it will be allocated memory at a compile time. Whenever you create arrays, the memory allocated at a compile time. Compilation time memory creation called as static memory. It's a fixed size. The memory allocated at a compile time cannot be changed at a runtime memory. We are not able to increase the size or decrease the size array at a runtime. Suppose initially my array size less than 10 you can enter, but the problem is elements can enter. More than 10 you can't enter, but less than 10 you can enter, memory wastage. That's why we have go for dynamic memory allocating. How to allocate the dynamic memory in C language? Using some set of predefined functions. How to allocate the dynamic memory in C language? You have to use some set of predefined function. You have malloc, M-A-L-L-O-C, malloc. One more function C-A-L-L-O-C, calloc. One more function R-E-A-L-L-O-C, realloc. By using malloc function, calloc function, we will allocate the memory dynamically. What is one more function you have? Realloc. Now the realloc function will be reallocating memory which is allocated by malloc or calloc. What is the difference of malloc and calloc? Malloc is initially memory creates. What is mean by realloc? Which memory already created by malloc, that size curly, which memory created by malloc or calloc, that memory to be changes. Go for realloc. These are header file. In that header file only to run the which functions? Malloc, calloc, realloc. You see the syntax of malloc function. It's a predefined function which is used to allocate the memory dynamically. What is mean by malloc? Memory allocation dynamically with the pointers. How to create a malloc function now? What is that? Malloc function, any pointer, integer, character, float, double.